Hello, friends from across the nation and around the world. I'm Martin, and you are listening to Dad's Bedtime Stories. Tonight, it's time to head back into our spaceship universe to explore a new planet based on this idea.
Hello, my name is Joseph. I live in Missouri. I was wanting a sand planet, and there's these sand people, and then you have to and then they live in sand castles, and then you had to and then all of a sudden a sandstorm comes, and then you have, and then at the end of the sandstorm you would have to build the sand castles. Bye, love your podcast. Bye.
Great idea, Joseph, and I think I'll do exactly that. Before we get started, I just want to give a big shout out to one of my latest Patreon sponsors, Arthur and Sheena from Edmonton, Alberta. Thank you very much for supporting the podcast. As you know, Patreon is the lifeblood of this podcast. And if you are willing or interested in sponsoring me on Patreon for as little as $1 a month, it goes a long way to helping support the podcast and support my work. And you do get access to a little bit of extra content. Currently, there are 20 episodes of another brand new series called Unbound Superhero Academy. It is a standalone novel about an academy of superheroes that follows a kid named Alex, who has time-based powers, who can sort of speed himself up and stop time around him. I'm pretty excited about it, and I hope to put out chapter 21 by the end of this week. So, again, extra chapters, supporting the podcast, no ads. That's what you get on Patreon. But if you can't do it, it's totally fine. I'm going to keep making this podcast because I like doing it anyways. And now, it's that time again. Time to close your eyes, get as comfy as you can in that bed, and imagine yourself doing what the kid in the story does. Imagine yourself waking up on your spaceship. Good morning, Spaceship says. New planet detected. It appears to be made mostly of sand. Mostly of sand? You ask as you get up off of the couch where you fell asleep and walk over to the viewing screen. Yes, Spaceship zooms in on the surface of the planet, and it fills the entire display. It looks like someone took a beach and turned it into an entire world. A desert planet of sorts. There's huge dunes, flat areas that look like giant beaches, and here and there you see shiny spots or shiny structures. What are those shiny bits, you ask? Likely composed of glass, Spaceship answers. Sand can become glass under heat and pressure. So it's like a beach planet, you say? Yes, Spaceship answers. But the scale is unusual. The size of many of the structures are not what you would expect on a normal-sized beach. They seem to be huge, life-size sand sculptures and sand castles. Something must be making them. Many life forms detected. There's people on the sand planet, you ask? People of some sort, Spaceship answers. There seem to be pockets of large groups of people, primarily living in safe areas, sheltered from possible sand storms. Much of their living headquarters seem to be underground. Then I am detecting a number of large sand structures in less protected areas, areas more likely to be hit by sandstorms and similar natural disasters. Spaceship pans the camera out over a field of gigantic sand sculptures. Well, I have nothing better to do. Let's go check it out, you suggest. Spaceship jumps to super hyperdrive for a few minutes and pops out right beside the large, brownish planet. You watch from the control center as the ship zooms down through the atmosphere, below the clouds, over top of a raging sandstorm, and towards a field full of gigantic sand castles. You fly down low over this amazing field. There's sculptures that look like animals, sand animals, but animals nonetheless. Structures that look like sand castles of all different shapes and sizes. And then there are sand people, or something like people anyways. They seem to be waving their hands around in the air, commanding the sand to move and form and shape itself into the structures. They can move sand with their minds, you ask? It would seem so, Spaceship answers. Spaceship finds a big open spot and lands on the ground. The back hatch opens up and warm air rushes in. It smells like sun and dry beach sand. Changer, your shape-shifting dog, jumps up off the couch and excitedly runs outside to play in the sand, immediately transforming into what looks like a giant sandworm that jumps up into the air and then digs down into the sand. He pops back up, transforms into a large sand puppy, and shakes the sand off of his fur. I guess you like it, you say. Changer just barks in response. As you look around the planet, you suddenly feel very tiny, surrounded by gigantic sand structures that make you feel like the size of a tiny little action figure. You're standing right beside one of the most beautiful sand structures you've ever seen. It looks kind of like a sand temple of sorts with a door and everything. And something steps out of it. As the shape gets closer, you realize that it isn't an animal, it's a person, or something like a person. A small person compared to you, who looks like he's made out of sand and glass. His arms and legs are sandy and grainy, but parts of him, like his chest and face and shoulders, are clear and shiny. The sunlight even reflects off of him and he sort of seems to sparkle. He stares at you with wide eyes. Then he stares at Spaceship. Then he stares at Changer. "Oh," he says. Then he lifts something up in his hand, something that looks like a phone, but not exactly. It's more like a phone made of shiny glass and sand crystals. It glows softly. He points it at you as if he's filming. "Yes," he says loudly. "Yes, yes, yes. You are real. You're real." He turns the camera toward himself. "Hello, sand friends. Sandy here from Sanding Around with Sandy, and you are not gonna believe what I found in the dunes today." He swings the camera around towards you. "This," he says, "this is an alien." You blink. Hi." You think about it for a minute, and I guess from his perspective, you are an alien. "Hi," Sandy says. Can you wave for my channel?" You lift your hand up and wave slowly. You waved, Sandy says dramatically into the phone or camera or whatever it is. Wow, this is like premium content. Absolutely amazing sand tube. I'm gonna get so many subscribers from this, Sandy says. Sand tube? You ask. Sandy nods seriously. Yeah, it's our main video platform. We love watching like sand builds and dune tricks and dune boarding and, well, people like me. I'm a sand creator. He lowers the phone for a second and looks at you with a big grin. I'm Sandy, he says. Welcome to the sand planet. Sandy steps closer, still smiling. So, you came from space? He asks. Yes, you say. That's my spaceship. Spaceship makes a polite beep. Hello, my name is Spaceship, Spaceship says. Sandy freezes. Your ship talks? Yes, you say. His name's Spaceship. Sandy lifts his phone again and points it at the spaceship like he's filming a celebrity. Sand friends, he says. The alien spaceship is sentient. Spaceship replies, I am capable of conversation, yes. I can also hear everything you're saying. Okay, that's normal. Very normal, totally normal, Sandy says. Then he drops the calm voice and squeals, It's so not normal. Yeah. Anyway, so, what is this place anyways? Oh, yeah, you're an alien, Sandy says. I should probably, explain the basics to you. Well, as you can see, I am one of the sentient species here on the sand planet. We're sand-based life forms here, of course. My body's sand. Parts of me, of course, are hardened into glass. What are you made of? He asks. I guess we're carbon-based life forms? Carbon? Cool. Anyway, welcome to Sandtopia, the free community of sandbenders. Do you live in these castles and structures? You ask. Yeah, the people around here do. Though most sand people choose the safety of a sand city. A few different places that are kind of like sheltered from the storm, you know? There's lots of sandstorms around here, and they tend to kind of wipe out Sandtopia pretty regularly. So most people like living in those protected cities where, you know, their homes aren't constantly destroyed. But we Sandtopians believe in the original way of the sand people, building and having your buildings destroyed. It's just like part of life, man. You have to sometimes accept that your creations are, you know, like temporary. So you mean these buildings get destroyed all the time by sandstorms and then you just rebuild them? You ask. Exactly, and that is exactly what I do on my channel. I'm a sand creator. People love to watch how I live my life out here in the freedom of the dunes, just kinda dodging sandstorms, building new sand creations, and you know, like living for a living, man. In fact, I was just about to do like a sand building tutorial. You want to be part of it? I mean, I can watch. Awesome. Here, you hold this and you do the taping. I totally need a camera guy, but it's hard to get somebody to live out here with me, man. And most of the other people around here don't really get the content creator thing. You grab a hold of the strange-looking phone and, you point it at Sandy. It seems to work like a camera back on Earth, so it shouldn't be an issue. Sandy looks back at the camera and starts to talk. "All right, sand people," Sandy announces. "Today, we have a special guest, an alien in his sentient spaceship and, shape-shifting dog," he says. You turn the camera back towards yourself with Spaceship and Changer in the background. You wave hello, and then point it back at Sandy. "And we have a special treat because today we're gonna build an epic sand fort, one that almost anyone could build." At first, it's barely noticeable, but then you start to feel a tremble beneath your feet, like the ground is stretching out or shaking a little bit. Then, grains of sand begin to slide together, pulling inward towards Sandy. Sandy lifts both of his arms slowly, like he's conducting music that only he can hear. "Okay, sand friends," he says to the camera, "watch closely. Remember, building isn't about forcing the sand, it's about inviting it." The sand rises, not all at once and not violently. It just gently lifts up off of the ground and starts swirling around. "Now remember, don't tell the sand what shape to be, just kinda tell it how to feel. You want it to feel strong and calm, playful and proud." The swirling sand pulls together, and suddenly, a huge pillar forms beside you. It looks exactly like a giant sand bucket was lifted straight up. "Pillar 1, Sandy says. "You have to have a strong base." Another pillar rises, then another, each one pulling together with a soft sort of squoosh sound. Honestly, it's hard to explain. "Next up, it's time for the walls." The sand begins to stretch outward, flowing between the pillars, and thick walls form, carving into a big square around you, like walls of a castle. One of them forms with a large gate. "This is pretty cool," you say as you tape Sandy. "And now for the main tower," Sandy says. A classic 3-part design here. A wide base rises first, big and solid. On top of that, a smaller middle section forms, and at the very top, a small tower cap. It honestly looks like 3 decreasingly sized buckets of sand were placed one by one on top of each other. The sand suddenly stops moving, solidifying itself in place. "And that," Sandy says, "is the outside." Changer barks once like he's clapping. You look around in amazement. "But, how do you live here?" you ask. "It looks solid all the way through." "Oh, well, that's the fun part," he says. He places his hand against the side wall of the castle, the main structure in the middle. "Now we listen. And then we allow it to hollow out and form into the perfect living quarters." Suddenly, long, smooth tunnels begin to appear inside the sand. Open spaces where the sand used to be. You watch from the outside as rooms seem to shape themselves right in front of you. You move closer with the camera, sticking it inside the main door, as the rooms form themselves and furniture pops up out of nowhere, some of it solidifying into a glass-like structure, shiny and hard. And that, my friends, is how you make a basic sandcastle with intuition alone. It's the way our ancestors used to live, man, and it's the way you guys should learn to live too. I can't tell you what it's like having the freedom of living here in Sandtopia. No government to tell you what to do. You just get to live for a living, as I always say. You're honestly amazed at his creation, and starting to process exactly who Sandy is in this society. A sand tube creator who lives in a strange community of rogue sand benders that build buildings and live inside them instead of living in the city like others. Warning, Spaceship announces. Large meteorological event detected. Sandstorm heading this way imminently. Oh man, this is gonna be even better content. An alien, a build, and a sandstorm all in one video, man. People are gonna watch. This is gonna get millions of views, dude. Good? Do you make money off of this? You ask. Of course I do, man. Basically, SandTube pays based on the advertising. The more advertisements you get, the more money you get in your sand account. I'm actually low-key rich, bro. I have a condo back in the city, but I come out here for the content. Oh, interesting. What should we do about the sandstorm, you ask? Oh, point the camera back at me. Alright guys, there's a sandstorm coming. Look over there. Sandy points off in the distance and you point the camera to spot a gigantic sandstorm. A very ominous looking event that you're pretty sure you don't want to be standing here for. Alright, now when you're out here living in Sandtopia, as I've said before, you just have to sort of accept that the buildings and creations are temporary. You can't have a lot of cool stuff. Though, if you do want to keep some things, you can normally make a glass tunnel and glass structure underneath your house to keep all that stuff safe. It's also like a perfect place to go if there's a sandstorm. Here, follow me. Sandy stomps on the ground and a square appears. A tunnel leading downward, coated in glass on the outside. Sandy jumps in and slides down the thing like it's a slide. You look at the sandstorm and decide it's probably better to follow Sandy. Come on, Changer, you say. The little puppy runs forward and jumps into the tunnel. You follow closely behind. Be safe, Spaceship, you yell. Understood. I will float above the storm and wait for it to be over. Let me know if you need assistance. Spaceship lifts up off of the ground and shoots up into the air. You jump into the little tunnel and slide down the glass-like bottom until you eventually pop out in a large underground glass cave. There's a little lamp in it that Sandy seems to have set up, and the place is surrounded by, well, what looks like camera equipment, a computer for editing, you know, the basics for a sand tube creator. Sandy stomps on the ground again and closes the tunnel. Alright, now we just wait out the storm. Don't worry, we're perfectly safe down here. As long as we, don't run out of oxygen or anything like that. I normally find by myself, but with guests, honestly, I've never done the calculations. Just let me know if you start to feel sleepy or anything. Suddenly, the room begins to rumble as the sandstorm passes by overhead. It just feels like a light vibration from down here. Oh, sorry, dude. Here, have a place to sleep or rest or whatever. Sandy stomps on the ground and a chair pops up. You sit down while the rumbling continues. Before very long, it's over. Well, I think that's it, Sandy says. He stomps on the ground and a tunnel blasts through the sand once again, glass forming on the outside, only this time it has a sort of ladder-like structure at the bottom, something you can grab onto and climb up. Follow me, Sandy says. You turn the camera back on and follow Sandy up through the tunnel and out into the sand world. A world that looks, like a gigantic beach that's just been raked. Well, Sandy says, that's life around here. Time to rebuild. I'll check you guys next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe, Sandy says as he waves goodbye. You hit stop on the recording of the video and pass the phone back over to Sandy. Thanks for taping, man. Now I gotta rebuild. Cool. You want any help or anything? Oh, I don't know, man. Can you, bend sand or anything? Maybe I could, you say, lifting up your watch and flipping through the screens to the transmorphifizer. You hold the watch up towards Sandy, press a button, and Sandy's DNA is instantly scanned. Scan complete. Sand person transformation added. You press the button to transform, and your body suddenly feels really tingly as your arms and legs transform into sand, as your bones become glass, and as you eventually feel a very strong connection to the sand around you, as if it is an extension of your body. Dude, can you do that again for camera? Did you just become a sand person? And why do you look so much like me? I just have a way of transforming. Now, for that sand bending. Right. Alright, well, I don't know. Just kind of do what you feel like, man. So, you close your eyes, you feel the sand around you, and you begin to command it to shoot up out of the ground, to form itself into 4 pillars at 4 corners of your new structure. In the center, you command a huge square column to rise up. On top of that, you bring the sand together, creating another large column, and on top of that, a last one. Then, just as Sandy showed you before, you place your hands against the sand walls. You can feel the structure as if you're a part of it. You ask it kindly to hollow itself out, and to your surprise, the sand inside the structure sort of just falls away, sinking back into the ground and disappearing, leaving a large hollow opening inside, an opening that obviously needs to be filled with some furniture. You summon a kitchen table with little sand and glass stools, a couch in the living room, a living room table, a fake TV that probably won't do anything because it's made entirely out of sand. And before long, you look at your new creation. You walk back outside to see Sandy building his own. Dude, that was your first attempt? That is so wicked cool. Oh, man, you're natural. Thanks, you say, and then you yawn. Oh, I think, though, I better get going. That sandbending really tires you out. Yeah, it has a way of doing that. The next sandstorm shouldn't be for a long time. I should be able to get in a good nap. Well, alright then, you say as Spaceship floats back down from the sky and opens up the back hatch. You climb aboard the ship and wave goodbye as it floats up into the air and the hatch closes. You press the button on your watch, causing you to transform back into, a normal human, and you lay down on the couch once again. As Spaceship floats up off the planet, he also dims the lights. Changer curls up between your feet, and you just begin to focus on your breath, noticing as your stomach rises and falls. With each breath, your muscles relax a little bit more, and you sink down deeper and deeper into the mattress. And the deeper you sink, the better you feel, and the better you feel, the deeper you sink, until your mind becomes very, very relaxed, and you allow it to drift off to thoughts of new dreams, new sandcastles, and new adventures to come. Good night, everyone.